Eternal vitality. Welcome to BigGunner81 Live, everyone. Presented by Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks, BAT Arms LLC, Eggleston Munitions, the Ranger 355, and a Tier 1 Training Corp. So welcome, everybody. We've got a semi-full house tonight. Of course, we got Dr. Bill back. Glad to have you back. Hope you're feeling better.
Glad to be back. I feel not quite 100%, but about 98%.
Awesome. At least you got the eye patch going.
Yeah, you know, I was going to come on and give you guys the Moshe Dayan with the eye patch right here and, you know, give you all a laugh, but I didn't do it. You know, I don't need it. So
Cool. And we got Ryan Wiggins in the house with us tonight.
Ryan!
He's the sexiest BigGunner alive, according to his lower third.
Dang, I don't know who wrote that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote that either. That's weird.
And my beard will never catch up to Ryan's as much as I try.
And we got Steve Watts from Elf Triggers in the house here, too, as well. Thanks for coming on, Steve.
Sure.
And TJ. How do you say your last name?
Mayasich.
Mayasich? I always want to say Masachi
Yeah,
or something.
No, the last I is silent.
So, yeah, thanks for joining in with us and hanging out for discussion tonight. So, I guess to kick things off, Ryan, he actually invited Steve on tonight to talk a little bit about the Elf Triggers and everything. So Ryan, I'm going to let you take things away here with that.
Okay. Well, Steve, I think you guys just came out with a new pretty looking trigger.
We did.
You got one. You got one sitting around.
I got. God, I think this one has. That one says Ryan Wiggins on the bottom. I don't know.
Oh, that's a plug right there.
Yeah, this.
Tell us a little bit about the new design.
Let's see. Can we see it here on camera?
Yeah.
The new design. It's the 3-gun trigger. Everything function-wise remains the same, but we have skeletonized the body and taken as much weight out of it as possible. So it's now an ultralight configuration that the entire unit only weighs 2 ounces.
Nice.
Wow, that is beautiful.
And
MSRP?
it is a
MSRP on that?
piece of artwork.
It is.
MSRP is $279. We
Okay.
did not raise the price of the 3-gun trigger when we did the ultralight. A little bit more machining, but we decided that we wanted the price to remain the same with that ultralight configuration, and that is now our standard configuration.
Cool.
Awesome. Very cool.
I don't know if the viewers could see the face of the trigger, but they actually redid the face of the trigger. Before it was very flat, and now it's improved.
Yeah, it's
Got some texture on it.
yeah, it's got here. I'll get it up here a little bit. We got some grooves in there. We went a little bit. The one complaint we had with the old design, it was so thin, and we had to have a cross brace because it was so thin that we couldn't break that edge at all. And so we had a few guys that thought it was too sharp. I personally never noticed it, but now we've rounded it a bit so it's a little more comfortable and put those grooves. And then of course we've also got it available in the straight, and it has the serrations as well.
Right on.
Very
Welcome
nice.
to the group, Keen.
Yep,
Glad
welcome,
to see you made
Keen.
it.
You're having some technical
Yeah, I
difficulties.
finally got it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
internet and computers were kind of being cranky on me. Maybe they'll work for a while anyway.
Cool, right on. We're glad you made it. Steve, I don't know if all the viewers know about the engineering that's behind the Elfman trigger in regards to the medical grade needle bearings and stuff like that inside, where everything rotates and.
You know what? I don't know if I don't know if I grabbed an actual trigger or hammer without. I guess I can. Let me take one apart here real quick. It only takes a second.
Yeah, I was going to pull up your website too to kind of show this a little bit as well.
Yeah, and actually this hammer that I'm showing is or I'll show the trigger here. This is the older design that has that cross brace in it, but you can see that we've got aerospace grade seal bearings on the hammer and on the trigger.
That's
and
awesome.
So that's what it rotates on, and that's probably the biggest difference with our triggers. We've got a lot of other things like we make our own hammer spring. It's a double wound hammer spring that gives plenty of oomph, and we're the only ones that make that kind of spring. We also have we've got a drop safety that's built into the trigger. I'll show you on my little demo unit here.
Real quick, Steve.
Sure.
Hey, Rick, we're stuck on your web browser. Can you put it back to the people talking? Rick.
Por favor, señor. Rick.
All right. There we go. Sorry, Steve.
Okay, no problem. No problem. One of the other differences with our trigger is this drop safety. There's a catch at about 80%, so that if the gun is ever hit hard enough to release that hammer from the sear, it stops at that safety before it hits the firing pin. So they are 100% drop safe. And the other difference that's not real obvious is the disconnector. You know, if you look at most disconnectors, they're about 1/8 of an inch thick, maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick. Ours is a full 1/4 inch, and the way it's attached is really unique. It's kind of like a little puzzle piece, the way it fits in. So
slides right in there.
Yeah, there's definitely some unique machining in the trigger, but the bottom line, the big difference with our trigger is the way it feels, and Ryan knows. I mean, look how much. Look here. Let's see. Look how much take-up there is before it breaks. None.
Yeah, there's none at all.
None. There is literally no perceptible movement of the trigger before the break. You put pressure on it, and it's totally adjustable with there's a screw in the back that you can adjust it in seconds in between shots, and whatever you have it adjusted to, the pull range is we call it 2 3/4 to 4 pounds. In reality, I've got guys getting down to 2 pounds. So at whatever weight you've got it set at, it just breaks. I mean, the reset is very positive, very short over travel. There's just not another trigger out there that feels like this.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
That's a true statement too. I felt a lot of triggers, and I'm biased. I'm friends with Steve and friend of the Elfman company, but when you release pressure on that trigger, it just goes right into reset. There is no travel at all. It's literally just the pressure is what's keeping it back. And the pressure from your finger. I don't know if that makes sense, but I used to have one demo in my shop, and then every time I'd show someone one of those triggers, their eyes would just light up. Like, whoa.
And I noticed it's also for AR-10.
Yes.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah, we do. We have a heavier hammer that we recommend for the AR-10, but in reality, it's for marketing. Guys that shoot .308 think they need a special trigger, so we made them a special trigger. We gave it a heavier hammer. It's a little heavier duty all around, but in reality, once you close the receiver, you'd never know the difference between the AR-10 trigger and the match trigger or the 3-gun. The match trigger is basically the same as the 3-gun, but let me take the shine off there. But it doesn't have the skeletonized hammer.
Right.
And it doesn't have the lightened body. There's really lightening the hammer has more to do with the total weight of the unit. So it didn't make sense to. We could have used the ultralight body for the match trigger, but if somebody wants a light trigger, they're going to go with the 3-gun configuration.
It's beautiful. It's a nice piece of work.
Thanks.
Right on.
It's been kind of exciting watching this company grow. I met Steve about 2 years ago, and he came into my gun store. And I think at that time the level of production was significantly lower than what they're doing now. It's pretty cool to follow.
Yeah, at that time we were we basically weren't doing any of our own manufacturing. Yeah, I think when I met you, everything that we were actually doing was just assembly. We were doing, all of the machining was done by shops here in town, but we were basically just assembling the parts that were produced by machine shops here in town. At this point, we have a shop with 3 EDMs running almost around the clock. We're running 2 shifts on all 3 EDMs, and there's the only parts of our trigger that we do not make in-house are the bearings and the little springs, the bearings, the set screws, and the little spring that goes underneath the adjustment screw. Other than that, everything is made in-house.
Sweet.
You here in Phoenix, Steve?
Yes, we're in Glendale.
Oh, okay. I'm up in the hills, about 2 hours north of you.
Oh, okay.
Then maybe I'll come down and take a look around your shop.
Yeah, we'd love to have you stop by. We're right off the 101 in Thunderbird.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy to find. Rick will give me your number, or Ryan will give me your number. I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, that'd be
I love
great.
giving out Steve's number.
Well, I think it's a little bit different context.
You have a little bit more gray in your beard than those that I'd like to have my number given to.
And I'm also married. And I'm married to somebody of the opposite sex. So you have nothing to worry about.
Well, I'm not married, but I've been shacked up with the same girl for a long time. So.
Oh, that's good. At
Nice.
least you had some practice. You have some practice first. We did that too for a couple of years, and said it was time to put the ring on. But I'm really impressed when I meet people in this business who are going above and beyond to provide a product for our community that really, really works. And a lot of the people that I met, like I mentioned to you, I'm friendly with the CEO of Franklin Armory, like Ryan is friendly with you, and we talk about what's going on in the business and why we're going through such a terrible time. We have to worry about an election. We never had to worry about an election before. So it's really sad.
Well, you do now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn it.
Ryan, this is not the country you put uniforms on for, right?
Dude, I got to serve under Bush for 4 months, and then it went out the window.
Dude, I was serving under Reagan and Bush Sr., so.
There you go.
So,
What's next, Rick?
Dr. Bill, actually, we were talking a little bit earlier. You're looking at getting this shotgun.
Well, we were talking, I guess you could call that pre-production. When I do my podcasts, me and my partner do a little pre-production before we start recording. So I guess that was our pre-production this afternoon. Yes, I'm looking into your shotgun because aside from the fact that it looks really, really freaking sexy, I like magazine-fed shotguns, not tube-fed. And if you were under pressure, I guarantee none of us on this video chat as good as we think we are, none of us are as good as Lena Mitchellek in loading up a tube. Okay?
Right.
That girl flies when she reloads. I don't have fingers to do that. So Rick is holding up the shotgun. It's the Mark 1919 Akdal, and it's basically a Turkish AR-12 gauge. And Rick, it has an extended safety. It has an extended bolt release, correct?
So here's the thing. Mine has been heavily modified. So,
Right.
But the current version, the MKA 1919 match, which you can
Yes.
see on the side here, says match on it. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. They stop moving.
Yep.
A couple of things off the top of my head. They come with an ambidextrous safety selector, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
I did an upgrade, though. I did switch out the lever on this side to the one from the guys over at Tooth and Nail Armory. They also come with a larger magazine release, I believe. That and the bolt. I think the bolt release is also larger than the original one, I think. And then also the charging handle, or this little knob on the side here, is a little bit different than the original. The original one was kind of like a hook, kind of like an AK, sort of.
Right.
So they changed that out. But there's aftermarket parts available like crazy. One of the best manufacturers is a smaller company out of Missouri, which I mentioned earlier, Tooth and Nail Armory. They make this handguard for it. In fact, this handguard's also a side charging handguard.
Nice.
So you can see there's a knob up here for charging it. This doesn't slide with the bolt. It's just designed to push the bolt back, so it just free floats.
So it's a bolt release.
Yeah,
like
it's
a bolt release.
Well, no, it's a charging hand. I mean, it's a charging handle. It'll push the bolt back. Like if I pull it, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm moving around too much. Let me get it on camera. So if I pull the lever down, it does pull the bolt back.
Okay. All right.
It just doesn't stay stuck to the bolt, so it'll float.
And I notice you have that extended magazine well there for.
I just got that.
That's
I
gorgeous.
actually just got that. That's the
pretty.
TACOM. I don't know if you can see it, the letters on it.
Yep.
Because of the lighting, but TACOM, you can go to TACOM3G.com. Our friend Tim Ubel from TACOM actually gave that to me when I was up there visiting him a few weeks ago, about a month ago. We were actually up there filming for the 50 States of AR-15 project, by the way.
Cool.
So I've got a video posted up from his shop and kind of seeing a little bit of the operations and everything that go on there. But I'm not going to switch gears off the shotgun just yet, because I would have otherwise, because I could kind of flow into this. But
well, you know, I'm coming up Halloween weekend, so I may come and visit you.
oh yeah, cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Chicago for Freedom Summit 2016.
Really, I'm not really familiar with that.
AM560, the Joe Walsh show.
I'm familiar with that because I was on AM560 with On Target Radio. I was helping them out for a few months back. I was doing that.
Well, Congressman Walsh calls me his friend, Dr. Bill, so I'm getting a little nervous that he's throwing that friend thing around since he is a former congressman. But we're going up there, him, Colonel Alan West, and a bunch of other people. It's, you know, kind of like, you know, let's all be conservative in the same room at the same time and not say anything bad about anybody kind of summit, I hope.
Nice.
So.
Speaking of which, and traveling and stuff too, possibly, idea just popped in my head. You're out in Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we can work together a little bit on this project too, and have you do some of the interviews out in your area.
I'd love to. I told you that already.
I know.
I'm going to come down and see Ryan anyway one Sunday and catch him doing his thing.
Yeah, doing the 3-gun stuff.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Absolutely, that'd be cool. I
well,
still
Ryan,
want to get out there too.
I don't mean I want to see you doing your thing with your significant other, Ryan, okay? That's not what I meant.
We're good.
Yeah, we better be good.
That's how you get shit weird quick.
We better be good, Sergeant First Class. I still outrank you, even though we're both out.
I left as an E4. I avoided E5 like hell.
Okay.
So back to the shotgun thing, though. You're looking at buying one because you prefer to do the mag-fed shotgun.
Right. Well, I have one already. I have an AK version. I have the Catamount Fury 2.
Oh, that's right.
The problem is my wife's 20 gauge is tube fed, so this would be more for her than for me. Her arms are kind of short. She is only 5'2", so we'd have to find her an alternative stock. But other than that, it fits the, it fits the priority. It's gas operated, which means it won't knock her down when she shoots it.
It's still this does still have some decent recoil. And speaking of the stock, so just for those who may be watching this and wondering about this particular shotgun, the MKA 1919, this adapter that's on here is actually an adapter from Tooth and Nail Armory. The lower receiver on this shotgun is actually polymer. So they can take it and cut off the original plastic stock and put their adapter on it with a AR-style buffer tube, and you can use any style AR-15
Perfect.
stock you want to use. Now,
Perfect.
having said that, there is a company that makes aluminum lowers for this. And
Okay.
I think it also takes a space that this adapter takes up, so you can bring it a little shorter if you need to.
Right.
Just something that's available out there. Like I said, this is a very customizable platform. I know there's some other ones that are coming out or are out on the market that I've seen. I just can't think of the name of it. We were talking about it off air a little while ago. There's one that uses, I believe, a 308 style, like AR-10 style lower for this. But I'm not really sure. I don't know enough about it to really talk too much about it. But
Do we lose Rick?
Oh, he's
magazine
here.
fit shotguns. What's that?
He's coming in and out for me.
I am.
Yeah, your connection sucks today.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn my bandwidth down again really quick here. So I'm going to look really bad. The MagFed shotguns, one of the issues you have a lot of is jams and stuff like that. You have misfeeds and stuff. That happens. So does my audio sound any better now that I just you guys just?
There wasn't a problem with your audio. It was just your video stream.
It's your video feed.
Okay. Yeah, so I turned it down so I'll probably look like a blurry blob, like worse than normal, but maybe it'll help.
I feel like I've had like 6 more beers than I have.
Nice. Hey, it's helping with making that more of a value for you.
And you didn't get me a cider while you were at the refrigerator? You're demoted.
Large beers.
So you're
demoted. You're demoted.
Hey, Keen, how you doing over there, buddy?
Good.
What's new, man?
Oh, I don't know. I'm getting ready to go to a match in the morning, so just get me in the mood anyway.
Where at?
Keen, I gotta ask, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I shoot 3 gun a lot.
Nice.
Keen's a good kid, man. This guy was.
I've shot with Ryan a couple of times, so he
Cool.
thought I might find this relevant. So
Nice. You're coming over a little choppy
His
right now.
connection's coming through a little squirrely. Keen's a good kid. His sister's really cool too. They're both I guess you call pro shooters. Keen kind of stepped out onto the pro series this year.
Awesome.
Kind of surprised a bunch of people. Just kind of showed up. Hey, I'm here. And started smoking targets. It was really cool to watch. And he's shooting with us in Utah too. Him and his sister.
Right
Audra.
on. See,
Nice.
when Ryan comes to me and says, "Hey, I got this friend who shoots and stuff, and I want him on the show," I say yes because Ryan knows good people. So always.
Thanks, bro.
So yeah, thanks for coming on with us and hanging out.
yeah.
What was it like, dude, showing up to the pro series, rolling out there? I think you were wearing blue jeans when you shot the pro series.
That's awesome.
That's what I wear to every match, but it was definitely an interesting experience because the match I got into was kind of the top seeded match. I shot against Daniel Horner and Jerry
Nicolay.
and Lance Dingler and another guy John McClain and then another rookie guy. And they were kind of nice too, but they didn't really, they're kind of like, well, we'll get rid of you on the first round, and then we can.
That is awesome.
So you made it
And
past
then
the
after
first round.
the first, well, they let us practice on the stages, and and then I think Daniel shot one of the stages, and then I did a practice run, and after that, everybody kind of looked at each other and realized that I might not be kind of a pushover, and they started taking me a little more seriously after that. I ended up third on that one. I beat Jerry, and so I was pretty excited about that. And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up I was 1 second behind the shoot off. I beat Lance on the stage, but we both went to the final eliminator, and he got me by a second on that one. But the only
So
person I didn't beat on
Sorry, go ahead.
the only guy that beat on one stage or the other was Daniel Horner. So I was about 5 seconds behind him on the 3 stages. So
Well, he's a
I felt
robot.
pretty good about that.
Don't let it get to you. He's a robot.
Yeah,
So-
he practices a lot. I do.
Yeah. They that's their job. They get paid to shoot every day. So being eliminated in second round or whatever, you're still eligible for the National Championship Pro Series shoot off, correct? In VIR.
No, what it is they take, each match is a 6-man match, and the top 2 advance to the finals. And I
Equaling
ended up
10
third.
total.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so I'm in for next year's Pro Series. I don't have to requalify, and I should have a pretty good seed next year. But I'm out of the running for this year.
All right. Well, you're still going to go to Virginia International Raceway for nationals, correct?
Yeah, I already got my invite and already registered and signed up. So
Boom.
it'll be a fun one.
I'm hoping TJ cruises out there with us. Should be
We'll see.
it'll be a good time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Good time, yeah.
We'll see what happens at these
It's a cool
classifiers.
place. I don't.
I was talking to Chris Cannell. He's kind of one of those behind the scenes mastermind, stage design, running 3-Gun Nation serious kind of guys. And he told me, he's like, dude, we went to that VIR place, and it was so nice. Like, everything was white and clean, and there was marble everywhere. it was good. If you know Chris, you'd understand why that's a good story.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It'll be a good time out there.
So I was just, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here looking down, I'm just putting a stream up on my Facebook, try to get people to start watching on YouTube. And
Yeah,
apparently
we
it's
noticed.
working because our viewers are going up. So
Yes, I also just shared it.
cool.
So
So I just
So
I thought
for-
I'd throw that out there. Instead of doing one like beforehand, because we didn't get to do that, just did it afterwards. We're rolling
Yeah, I
here live.
I think I forgot to share it. But for those of you guys, I think Steve, you know TJ, Keen knows TJ, but for you guys, he's my assistant match director out here for 3-Gun Nation Arizona. So TJ is my Chris Cannell
Oh wow.
behind the scenes. He's doing all the work, and I don't know if you guys have seen that 3-Gun Nation barricade that we had made with the Arizona flag painted on it.
Yeah, I
and
saw
stuff.
that.
That
That
was
is cool.
TJ does all that stuff. So
And TJ, you're also a very
That'd be
avid
cool.
collector of Matchbox cars too. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few up there. And patches.
You know, I
Patch
envy
panel.
your patch panel because that's something I want to set up. I have a bunch of patches. I want to display them. I haven't done it yet though.
I noticed that you got some good-looking stuff up there, TJ.
Thanks.
I guess I should start saving those things. I always give them away when I get them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you
I
give
don't have
them
any
to me.
Velcro.
I used to do the same thing. There's I was looking it up the other day on how to make, not to derail our conversation about TJ, But I was looking up the other day about how to make one of those things. And I saw some stuff. I forgot what the material was called. But you can buy it in rolls, and you can like make the backing yourself to put up like a whatever size ball you want to make out of it. So
yeah, that's what I did.
PVC patch?
yeah, it could be PVC patches or any type of like Velcro patches. But so TJ, did you made that one yourself?
I think he lost his audio.
TJ.
Yo,
Did
He's
you
back.
make those?
hear me?
We can hear you now. You said you made that one yourself, that patch panel?
Yeah, I ordered the stuff off of some website, some fabric website, and I got the back panel from Home Depot, along with the spray adhesive, and just cut it to fit.
Nice.
Super easy.
Just a little sidebar note, something that I'm working on. I don't know how soon it's going to be, but I'm working on setting up a new little studio, so to speak, a new little office. So you won't be seeing this ugly blue picture of the sea behind me in the future.
That's a great picture, dude.
That's
Mother
an
Ocean.
awesome picture, man. Come on.
Jesus,
What's
that
that?
picture makes me want to drink rum.
Yeah, but you get the light reflecting off it and stuff. But
True.
I'm glad you guys like it. I thought you guys didn't like it, but I want to do something cooler than that. But something more firearms related, I guess.
There you go.
But
Just put up a bunch of AR-15s. You love AR-15s.
you know I do, man. Which did I mention the California build live yet?
So just a bunch of lowers. Just a bunch of lowers. Put up on your wall.
Well, I'm building 50 rifles for this project. There's no joke about it. This is number 2 of the collection right here. I just finished it yesterday. And by the way, this red thing right here is a bullet button.
It's
Dang.
California.
So this is the
California.
installation tool. This is the cool thing. This is the installation tool. It comes off, but the installation tool also, when you thread it on, becomes a magazine release. So
Dang.
you can just basically thread it on, and then you just don't have to worry about the bullet button being an issue. I didn't realize that when I bought it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty slick. Someone, did it that way.
So are you going full California on that thing? Like, no bayonet lug?
Yep,
Keep
no bayonet lug.
button on.
I got to get the 10-round mags for it, though.
No muzzle brake for you. Or wait, what is it? No flash hiders. They can't have flash
I
hiders.
don't know if that's a flash hider or not. I don't know if you can call it that. I guess it is, but
Sure it is. It's one
I
of
don't-
those
I
think
breacher
it's-
things.
But this one, just speaking of triggers, Steve, this just has a standard trigger in this one.
Uh-oh, we need to fix that.
Well, I am going to be working on the Arizona build very soon, too. That's on my list. So
Yeah.
I'd love to put one of your triggers in there for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
I
baby.
know you know a guy that knows a guy.
I do. I know a guy that knows a guy who's got that guy's number.
And better be giving it out.
Steve loves phone calls.
Oh, by the way, something else kind of cool. Speaking of muzzle brakes, I got this in my hand right here. I just got this in the mail today. This is a local company, and I kind of was messing up the name of it last week, or a couple weeks ago. I said Crux Ord, that's the correct way to say it, and then Joe was saying, no, it's Crow Ordnance. I go, no, I don't know. So I found out tonight I was saying it right the first time. It is Crux Ord. This is one of their muzzle brakes. They're local, actually, here in Illinois. I think they're in Tinley Park, I think. I'll have to double check. Yeah, they're in Tinley Park, Illinois, so they're not too far from me. I'm actually hoping to go out there and check out their facility, but this thing looks kind of slick.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's one of their competition muzzle brakes, so I'm looking forward to trying that out.
All right, listen, we're taking up a collection to get Rick a real pair of headphones.
You know what? I have my
I
real
want
pair of
five.
headphones.
I want
My
$5 from
Sennheisers, right?
everybody. Oh, you
got
better
my-
have Sennheisers.
I got my Sennheisers, so I bought these a while ago. They get hot though to wear them like during the whole thing. But
Get sweaty ears, dude. Start perspiring inside your ears.
yeah, well these don't really bother me too much. I bought these actually because I figured, believe it or not, speaking of equipment, 2 things. One, as you guys know, I did SHOT Show for the first time this year, and I brought those with me too. But I wanted something lightweight, so I figured the earbuds are probably the best option. I saw somebody else filming with the earbuds to be able to hear the audio, and I said, you know what? It makes a lot more sense. It takes up less space. I don't have to worry about smashing them in my bag. So I picked up a set. But the other thing I want to mention was, and I don't know how the audio is sounding tonight. When I play this back later, I'll get to listen to it. I picked up
Sounds
this blue.
good.
the Blue Yeti mic.
Yeah, it's great mic. Great mic.
That's what I've been hearing. So I wanted to upgrade to a better sounding mic. And now the idea is once I kind of set up this little studio office deal, I would like to get the what do you call it, the filter for the noise, the popping filter. Pop filter.
Yep.
And also I want to get the suspended set up where you can suspend it from
Yep.
You can flip it upside down and suspend it with everything. Yep. So I can't explain it real well, but instead of having the tabletop set up.
It's called a shock mount. It's called a shock mount.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing here also.
Yeah, the shock mount with the rubber insulators that go around it, I want that, but there's also the little boom that they have that has the spring-loaded boom to hold it so you can adjust it. So
correct.
Getting all technical, but it would be nice to have it set up where I can get a little closer to me when I'm filming and talking and
I'll send you a link to a company that I use for all that stuff. They're very good.
Awesome.
That's where I got my broadcast mixer from that I have over here.
Very cool.
Nope.
Somebody recommended a setup that was instead of doing the Blue Yeti mic, they were talking about getting the mixer and getting the mic and stuff, and it came in about the same price. But I kind of like the idea of the USB mic, and I've heard good things about it. I've seen a lot of people using this mic. So
well, they also have a model called the Yeti Pro that does both USB and XLR.
Yes.
That's going to be the one I'm picking up.
It's a bit more expensive, though. I think it's about double the price.
Yeah, it is.
So that's why I didn't jump on it. I figured, let me try this out. I think this will be a good option for me. So that's what I'm using right now, just to kind of get a little update, and people out there are kind of wondering. So, Steve, I got one question for you, too, by the way, Steve.
Okay.
Are you going to be at SHOT Show this year coming up?
Yes.
Awesome.
We were there last year, but we were upstairs in the new next pavilion. That's why you look familiar.
I saw you there.
I saw Steve there too.
Yeah.
I missed Steve. Sorry.
But this coming year, we do have a 10x10 booth on the main floor.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that means you're throwing
keg, right?
that means you're throwing a party too for your friends in the media, right?
I guess. Why not?
You're like
I like parties.
Get a keg and hand out free beer.
We'll definitely be there for sure to stop by and visit you when we're at SHOT.
Cool.
That's on the list. So, Ryan, you were going to say something, by the way. You're like, can we do something? And then I started talking.
You guys kept talking about all this techie crap. We started talking about muzzle brakes real quick.
Yes.
And I wanted to share a story that me and TJ experienced. He recently purchased a muzzle brake and threw it on his rifle, which has the same barrel and setup as mine, basically. And this muzzle brake, he was all excited about it. But dude, why the hell did you buy that? I got you one of the best muzzle brakes in your hands already.
Because it looked
You put it on there,
and cool.
Sure enough, he started shooting it. And as he was shooting it, I noticed that his gun was actually going down. Every time he shot, the front of his gun was going down. So I told TJ, I was like, dude, take a slow motion video of that thing. And we did the slow motion video. We actually noticed that the muzzle brake that he purchased was causing an excessive amount of barrel whip. Like this thing, it's on TJ's Instagram, but if you watch this, it's just like an explosion going off in the brake, and the barrel just goes whom, whom, whum in both directions.
Wow.
Good. Wow.
That, what was that muzzle brake, TJ?
It was the Venom Defense.
Speaking of that with the barrels, I saw something interesting. I'm not going to say who showed this to me and whose barrel it was, but they put the barrel on a lathe, and it was a name brand barrel, brand new out of the box, and they put it on a lathe to see how centered it was. And it was hopping around.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, I'm not going to say who it was. He goes, this is what I do to all the barrels I get in for my own rifles. He's like, I true them up, I put them on my lathe. It's the only reason why I have this lathe. I take a rubber mallet, and he smacks it just the right spot, and the thing ran like perfectly true after he did that. He's like, I just know where to spack it just right.
You'd be extremely surprised how many over-the-counter rifles you can buy for $1,000. And if you take the barrel off of those things and spin them, you'll see some wobbling going on.
Right. Well, that's good. I'm getting a lathe on Thursday.
Here you go.
Really?
Just don't spin them too fast. Throw one of those Remington barrels in there, likely to blow your machine up.
Well, I'm only in my second semester of gunsmithing school, Ryan. I'm not as experienced as you yet. So.
Are you? I'm not. Whatever. Where are you going to gunsmithing school?
Yavapai.
Oh, right on. So you're getting the real education. Good for you.
Yes, that's what I've been told, and I'm not paying for it either.
That's good. My
That's cool.
two of my former coworkers went to Yavapai, and all of the big name gunsmiths in town and here in Phoenix have either been to Yavapai or been instructors at Yavapai or something in that nature.
Yeah,
So I've heard a lot of stories.
I met 3 of my instructors at SHOT Show in January when I told them, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be one of your instructors." I'm like, "Uh-oh."
Cool.
Hey, speaking of gunsmithing too, Ryan, one of the little things I got to do that we talked about, and I just saw how to do this. I've never changed one of these yet, and I mentioned this before. The Crux Sword, their extended mag release for the Glock.
Oh, that's easy, man. I'll walk you through it on video.
Yeah, I was checking out. I saw a video where it's just like basically a little spring that's down there. You just gotta kind of pull it out and over and pop it out.
Well, you can either
look like
pull it
it's
out
that
with some needle nose pliers, or you can grab yourself one of those crooked little dental tool looking things.
Yes, in fact, I have one that's actually.
I've done it probably in between 200 and 400 times, so I'm pretty good with just a regular flathead. But you got a hook on one of those things?
It's not a big hook, but there is a. I don't know if you can't really see it probably on here, but.
Yeah, you might have better luck with just some needle nose or a flathead, just popping that guy out and over. Or
That,
just
and I also have a
pulling
plastic version of that too, like another one that's like
No,
something
that'll
a
break.
polymer or something.
I won't make any
Listen to
Glock
that.
jokes tonight.
Easy, buddy.
Yeah, we got my Glock 19 here. I was gonna maybe do that tonight. Pop
Keen, what do you
that,
shoot?
mag
Me?
release.
Yeah.
Me?
No, Keen. Keen, do you shoot a Glock?
You know, up with No, I'm one of these high class STI people. I don't
Oh,
associate.
geez.
Yeah, 1911 man. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you'll fit right in at Yavapai, Dr. Bill, with that attitude.
It's so far it's working out pretty good. I start my second semester a week from today, so
Cool.
and yeah, I've just Glock's never been good for me. I'm a 1911 slash Smith & Wesson slash Ruger guy, and let's just leave it there.
Well,
But
I tell you,
I do have my first SIG. I did finally be able to afford a SIG finally.
is it the Mosquito?
I am a 1911 guy.
No, it is not.
Because I have a Mosquito too, so that's why I ask.
Oh, okay. No, I got a 250. I wanted a 226 TAC Ops.
Oh, you bought the 250? I have that also.
But I don't have $1,100 for a 226 TAC Ops, so.
Yeah, I was lucky and very fortunate that I had a good friend of mine that sold me his 226 Dark Elite or Elite Dark for an awesome price. And I just added the grips on it. I'd love to put the sights on it. It's basically the same thing same thing as the TAC Ops without the sights.
Right. Well, it'll take the 20-round magazines.
Yep, and I've got
because the 250 takes the 17 and 21s for the 320. And my buddy just bought a 320, so we're kind of like getting prepped together. So I can't really turn the camera over, but my safe has like 3 levels of stocked up freeze-dried food.
There you go. Hey, so on the topic of SIG and Glock, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the past few months, maybe in the past year, the Special Forces community, naval aviators, and also Navy SEAL teams have moved from the SIG, which has been in service for longer than I've been alive, I believe.
25 years.
They've switched over
You're
to
older than that.
well, almost. I'm 30, but they switched over to a Glock 19.
I saw that, but it's not all the units. From what I understand,
No.
Delta, and some of the Special Forces teams have kept the SIG.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, depending on the team, they do whatever the hell they want.
Exactly.
However, the 19s have been provided for them as a standard service weapon. Now, the teams, when you got I know with any Navy unit, whether it's a ship or a shore command or a SEAL team, you got one officer that's got a credit card, and whoever can tell that officer what they want or what they need to have, they buy it.
Yeah, well, see, I don't know about that. I was in the Army and I was the warrant officer. I had a credit card, so.
Man, I was on a minesweeper. We were using Vietnam era M16s with retrofitted uppers, and we were also using Vietnam surplus body armor.
Would you like me to cry for you now or later?
No, you know what?
No.
I thought it was cool. I may have had A2 sights. However, my lower receiver, I carried an M1A for a while, but my M16 that I carried the most was manufactured by General Motors Corporation.
That is badass.
Not only is it badass, but when you were carrying that stuff, I was already out.
Yeah.
So I was working with
Long
that
out.
stuff before you were alive. Because I've been out since June of '91.
Dang, yeah, I was 5 years old in '91, man.
Nice.
You know, I want to say this, and I want everybody who's watching to know this. Do you know what most of the enlisted men did the 5 months we were in Saudi Arabia waiting for the actual war to start?
Fought bugs and smoked hookah?
No, they were. You're right. They weren't fogging bugs. They were capturing scorpions and having them fight each other and betting on it.
Fighting bugs, that's what I meant.
Wow.
You should check out JapaneseBugfights.com. Maybe it'll bring back some memories.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Those are memories I don't want. No, thank you.
Cracks me up. So, back to our pistol discussion, though. I mentioned this before, and I know, Dr. Bill, you're testing. You're actually, I think, ordering one of the Rock Island Armory 9mm, correct?
I'm ordering. No, I didn't order. I didn't get it yet. I'm ordering a Commander. The 4¼ inch length. I want to carry that because I know I could get 10-round 1911 9mm mags for it.
Oh yeah.
And that's a perfect. I hate to say it, but that's a perfect man bag gun.
Is that what you call your man purse?
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's a man bag.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to our guys on YouTube that are watching and commenting and stuff. The Chappie 5 who's out there, and our guy, someone new I haven't seen, Papa Drew's Family RV Channel.
Sick.
That's the longest name I've seen, I think, for a YouTube name. That cracks me up. But I was gonna say about the pistols, so Rock Island Armory too. That one of the things I'm testing out from them right now is the I think they call it the 9mm map gun, which is basically a CZ clone, like a Tanfoglio, or however you say it. I've showed it. I always mess up the name. I showed it last week, maybe the week before, I forget. Finally had a chance to go to the range with it, and I really like it, actually. I was pretty impressed with it. My first thought when I picked it up was it's kind of heavy, but my SIG is also heavy too.
Yes.
And the price point on this, I think the MSRP was like under 5, like 4 something or something like that for MSRP. Now what they sell retail is probably less than MSRP. So I'm thinking about actually buying this one. But
hey,
you'll see a review coming on it soon.
Are you familiar? You know Ben Hayes and Aaron Hayes? They're 3-Gun Nation pro shooters. They own Hayes Custom Guns.
Are you asking me?
I've heard of them.
The name's familiar, but I don't really know.
They make really nice STIs, and they're doing shotgun stuff now. Both of the brothers have shot on the Pro Series. One of them holds the world record for the Death Star. It was like sub 4 seconds. But anyways, you guys were talking about that Rock Island. They have a deal where they build custom STIs, but they also have a deal where you can send them one of those Rock Island 2011 style guns,
Sure.
and they pimp it out for you. I think they have pictures and stuff on their web page.
That's
or
really
on their
cool.
Facebook page.
Cool.
They
You
do
know
the
what I
slide
like?
cutouts and trigger job and replace essential parts and stuff.
You know what I like about Rock Island Armory? A couple things. I like that they have like an awesome warranty, lifetime warranty that's transferable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I also like that it's I think it's a third or fourth generation family-owned business.
Right.
From the Philippines. I think it's awesome.
For our listeners, for our viewers that don't know, the company is Filipino-based, but they have a division now in Montana, which is where they're making their ammo. And I just ordered
Arms
2
Corps?
bricks. Just ordered 2 bricks of their 22 because it runs real nice in our Ruger Chargers. But the Tawasin family, and they were just they were just on Gun Stories like last week or the week before. Really, really interesting story because they started making stuff for the Filipino Armed Forces, and
Right.
that's how they were able to grow the business. And they're doing stuff for American forces based in the South Pacific also. They're doing maintenance on certain weapons.
Yeah.
So
There's-
Maintenance is always fun,
of course it's fun.
especially on the damn M2.
they're just super nice people, though. That's what I can tell you. I finally had a chance to meet them back at NRA show this year, and it's basically, like I said, it's a family. It was a family-owned business. It is a family-owned business. Started with the grandfathers, the fathers, now the cousins run it, and everything. And I think it's a great story, and they make a nice product for the price point.
Absolutely.
I think there's a good value there in what they make.
And you have that 9mm 22 TCM, right?
I do not. I had it on loan from them.
Okay.
They sent it over for me to test out. I ended up not keeping it because ultimately, at the timing, I really couldn't afford to buy it, and it's a really nice pistol. I really liked it, but I think when I get my 1911 at some point, I may go with a more traditional, like a 45. I don't know. So, not to say that I still wouldn't buy a 22 TCM down the road. I think I might. But
Yeah, that's 3,000. That's 3,000 feet per second at the muzzle.
I thought it was like 2,000 feet per second.
It's 3,000. It's 2,000 feet at 25 yards.
Oh, snap! Yeah, that
Snap.
thing's a flamethrower. That's like it just makes big balls of flame out the flame.
Everybody, watch his video on the 22 TCM.
Yes, in the
Flamethrower.
daylight.
Flamethrower.
Yes, in the daylight, I have a couple of videos out there of it, and Laura was actually shooting it, and we're out at the outdoor range shooting it, and that thing just, I slowed it down. You can see this nice big, muzzle blast coming out of it. Now, that's one downside for that round, in my opinion, is to have that muzzle flash. It kind of blinds you and disorientates you slightly. So, for
Unburned powder, man.
right. So for a defensive use purpose. I'm not really sold on it so much. Will it work? Yes, I think it'll still be an effective round, nonetheless, because of the velocity and everything. But of course, I'm not a ballistics expert. But the muzzle flash, like I said, being disorientated is kind of a negative point for me.
Look to the left or the right, because at that close of a range, it's not going to make a difference if you're shooting somebody that close. Trust me.
Shoot it like an old muzzle or an old what do they call it?
Right.
Flintlocks. You got to turn your head.
54 caliber cap and ball, baby.
Just close your eyes for a half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Train yourself to do that. I don't know. So anyway, we're coming up 10 o'clock here. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to throw out yet. TJ, you got anything?
No, you got to have something. Say something about the matches. What do you got up your sleeve?
Well, I did want to mention when somebody brought up the lifetime warranty.
Yes.
I have not mentioned our warranty. The Elfman warranty on all of our products is absolute 100% satisfaction for life, forever. It is unconditional. The boss has made it clear that if someone finds an elf trigger on the side of the freeway that's been run over by a semi, we'll replace it. There's just, you cannot do anything to our trigger that voids the warranty.
That'd be one hell of a fine.
Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
No, I was saying that would be one hell of a fine.
That would be one hell of a fine. Yeah, no doubt.
The other thing that I didn't mention, I didn't talk about our push button AR-15 safety.
I was going to ask about that too.
Yeah, we're the only ones that have a push button safety, and it is phenomenal. I mean, tell me you can do anything with any other safety that's faster than this. It's on safe. I mean, there's nothing faster than that.
You know what my favorite part about that safety is, Steve?
I know what it is.
I love it when ROs walk up to those things and check to see if the gun's on safe. Every single RO I've ever seen at a match walks up to that thing and they're like, "Hey, what's going on here? Is this thing on safe?" You'd be like, "Yeah, dude, the little red line that you can't see, that means it's unsafe. It's good.
What's the safety?
It's a cool little design. I honestly, man, I'm surprised no one did that before.
No,
It's
you
so
have to
simple.
do Eric Bana's line in Black Hawk Down. Just my safety, sir.
Right.
So, just to ask this question, Steve, too, about the warranty, that's also covered on wear and tear as well?
Yes, I mean,
so it's anything. Like you said, it could turn over.
If you can break one of our triggers, we'll replace it.
That's awesome. Because I always hear that from people talking about, competition triggers, that they tend to wear quicker than a regular, standard trigger.
Well, sure. The highest round count that I know of for sure is I think he was at 35,000 rounds.
Damn.
That was a gun down in Tucson that was being tortured tested, and so I'm not sure if there's any others like that. But yeah, if somebody wears out one of our triggers, we'll fix it or replace it. Period.
How about if my dog buries it?
Well, you have to find it first.
You gotta find it for us to replace it. But if your dog eats it.
No. He better not eat that.
That happened to a buddy of mine. His puppy chewed up his brand new Glock.
Shit.
But I can back Steve on that because when I was working retail in a gun store, I sold a lot of Elfman triggers, and there are some people that have figured out how to tweak their triggers enough to the point where it needs to be seen by an engineer. There's an adjustable set screw back there that I personally don't recommend messing with because when you get it from Elfman, it's in the exact spot that it needs to be and it's Loctited. But some people like to mess with it, and I have had Steve return triggers for me and for my customers before, and they do it quick and they do it good. Even if I've never seen one that was actually failed completely. I think most of the ones I brought back to you, Steve, were just tweaked with a little bit too much, huh?
Possibly. About 99.9% of the triggers that we get back, we can't find anything wrong with them. I mean, we had our assembly shop guy and his son went out to Scottsdale Gun Club about a month ago, and they took, God, it was 16 or 18 triggers that had been returned that were double firing or whatever, and light strikes, you name it. And they tried each trigger in 2 different guns, full magazine, not one failure. So if our trigger's installed properly, it works. It can be installed improperly, but it's probably, I mean, Ryan, you know how easy it is to put in. It's so freaking easy, but if guys don't tighten the set screws, the trigger doesn't work right. As long as they tighten the set screws, it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people could screw up any task.
Oh, yeah.
That's a broad people.
Oh, yeah.
Word.
That's true. Not everybody's mechanically inclined, for sure.
This is true.
Speaking of warranties, you mentioned Dr. Bill said about if it's buried or whatever, missing, you got to have it. One company I thought has a cool concept on their warranty or guarantee, whatever you want to call it, is Tresna Defense. They have one where if your rifle gets stolen, they'll replace it for you. So if your rifle gets stolen, you just got to get a copy of the police report showing that you claim that it was stolen, and they'll replace it free of charge. So that's a pretty cool concept.
That is cool. That's
cool.
Yeah, you'll see their handguard coming up in the Georgia build when I get the Georgia build put together, actually, as well.
That's Tresna, right?
Tresna Defense, yeah.
I like those guys. What's that guy's name with the accent that owns that company?
Jose is the owner. Yes, the guy with the accent.
Yeah, that guy's cool as hell.
They're the official sponsor for the pistol caliber carbine division of Three Gun Nation.
Yep.
And I've been working with him on this project too for the 50 states as well. Super nice guy. I think they make a pretty nice product, from what I've seen, and I enjoyed shooting their full auto carbine that they brought out, for us to test out for those matches. The first Three Gun Nation regional match, how that went for me, so I didn't get to really shoot, but I got to do that. So the second one came around in Alabama. I didn't have the time to go over there and see their booth. So I was actually happy that I got that opportunity the first time around. So it's all fun. I love this, the shooting sports and firearms and the people in this community are just awesome. And that's part of what I'd like to share with my projects and the videos that I do and everything. And again, I know I talk a lot about it because it's something I'm really passionate about, but the 50 States of AR-15 project, my goal is to not only show the awesome products that are available for our AR-15 platform, but also the people behind them, the companies, the stories, the history, those aspects. And when I can get out to a location where I can film and do a interview on site where we can do that, I love to include that in this project. It's a lot of fun, and it's great. It's a great community, you know.
Definitely.
So I want to thank all you guys for
Manufacturers that are
coming out
cool.
tonight too and hanging out with us. We're gonna wrap things up. Dr. Bill, I'm glad you're feeling better and you're back on board with us.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're
Thank
going to
you.
be talking, soon about SHOT Show and everything.
Yes. Very soon.
And so we'll get together on that so we can make some plans for that because we'll be working on that together a little bit.
I'm booking hotel rooms next week, so.
I got mine booked already.
Okay.
So
You
I'm
got a couch
set.
for me?
Do I
I'll
have a
get you into.
couch?
I'll get you into
Actually-
SHOT Show. You give me a couch.
I'd like to, but I'm kind of sharing.
How about Ryan?
just
How about
kidding.
how about a reclining chair, Ryan?
I'm just kidding. I'm
Now
gonna stay at the hostel.
last SHOT Show, Ryan, I had an extra bed for my buddies in case someone needed one. So I was all set for that. But this one, I'm kind of sharing it already. So, Kian, if you got anything you want to throw out before we take off tonight?
I don't guess so. I just enjoyed visiting with y'all, and thanks for Ryan for letting me in on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're
Hell yeah,
welcome to
man.
come back anytime and hang out with us.
Anytime you want
If
to
you
come
want
on,
to come
man.
back next week and talk guns and stuff, you're welcome to. So, appreciate it. And Ryan, thanks again for being on with us and helping get some of the people involved today, like Steve and our buddy TJ here. So always good to have you on.
Pleasure.
And
Thanks, man. I had one
Thanks for
thing I
having me
wanted to
on.
add real quick before
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
go away for the evening. I forgot to mention Elfman Triggers is actually one of our biggest sponsors at our Three Gun Nation Arizona match that we do every month. So
That's
they put a
cool.
lot of prizes on our table and stuff, and they're supporting the sport as much as they can, and they're growing rapidly. So I'm excited to see where they go. But I just want to throw that in there.
And I know we both always probably feel the same way on this, that we like to support companies that support what we like
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
Definitely.
So, thank you, Steve, for everything
Sure.
you do for the 3-Gun and for all of us in the shooting community, and for hanging out with us tonight. Now, if there's anything else you want to throw out,
I'm good.
Cool.
I appreciate the opportunity.
absolutely,
Good hanging out with you.
Absolutely, thank you. And you guys got some awesome products. I love that trigger. That's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
sometime
we got one of
Steve can
those.
tell us about that crazy ass computer he's got sitting behind him.
Yeah, no kidding. I was looking at that. I'm like, that's an awesome setup.
It's a monster. It's a monster. I had to build it for my virtual reality headset. Well, I have an F-16 flight simulator on the other side of the desk.
That's
And,
awesome.
Wait,
so
he makes that
this-
sound really simple, but it's like actually a cockpit from an F-16.
Holy
It's ridiculous.
It's just like the real thing.
We
So,
need to get that shown on this thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it.
Cool.
I
Right
bet
on.
you do.
And TJ, thanks for hanging out with us. Patch Pail's awesome. In the background there.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
So,
I'll try
yeah,
to be
thank
on
you for what
more.
you do with Ryan out there in Arizona, putting on matches and everything.
It's a good time.
Absolutely. I still want to get out to one of them. I don't know it's going to happen this year like I wanted to, but it's on my list of things I want to do is come out and shoot one of Ryan's and your matches out there in Arizona.
This would have been a good one. It's the all classifier.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. All classifier.
But Ryan did warn me. He says you got to come late in the season because it's freaking hot out.
Oh
Yeah,
it's gonna
dude,
be
we gotta get you out here like November, December. You'll be walking around in flip flops and a t-shirt.
That would be fine because otherwise I melt in the extreme heat.
Nah,
So
you don't want to come this month.
No.
No, I'm having fun already doing the the kind of like suit and tie type thing for work that I'm doing now in the temperatures. So I get it.
He's a suit.
It's gonna be worse out there.
Tell him, Ryan, we're having monsoon season right now.
Oh, dude, you should have seen what rolled through Phoenix today. It was like a wall of dirt.
I did see it.
We're supposed to hit the apocalypse tomorrow here in Phoenix. It should be interesting.
Yeah, and we'll have it tomorrow night up here. So.
Cool.
Sorry, I was just reading what. I didn't realize how many comments we had on YouTube, and we didn't get to address them all. It started blowing up towards the end there. We had a bunch of people actually on watching tonight on YouTube. Not so much at first, but then towards the end here we got tons of comments.
Cool.
It's funny. One guy, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's a guy. It said, "Greetings, friends. My three-gun senses lured me to your gathering, or perhaps it was my Wrangler-wearing brother." Oh,
that's Keith's sister.
That's funny.
She's a pro shooter too. We got to get her on here sometime.
Awesome. Sorry,
she's cool as hell. She just wrote a book.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to be all confusing with the gender there. I was like, my brain was like all messed up. Audra. I'm like, I'm not used to the name. So, sorry, I feel like an idiot. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. And for all you out there watching, sorry if I offended anybody there. But till next time, go out and have some fun shooting.
Shoot often and vote.
Yes, vote, shoot, and shoot straight.
Accurately. Vote accurately.
And to achieve eternal vitality.
There you go.